Hello there, Maverick Currency traders. This is Rob Reinhold. This is the Currency Recap. Let's get into all the things that did and did not happen today. In this session, where we can go through the news of the day, we're going to talk about some of the Powell speech implications on the market. We're going to take a look at everything, and we're going to see if there's a trade to be had out there.
All trades and analysis in this video are intended for professional traders only. This content does not constitute financial advice and is for educational purposes. This video is being released after a short delay due to Compliance Department review. Maverick members receive this content immediately as part of their daily trading resources. If you're ready to level up, consider joining Maverick Currencies. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits. You bring the skill, we provide the backing. Let's get into today's market recap and see how the pros are trading the currency markets.
Let's go ahead and start up with the numbers and the news of the day. Overnight, we got the European PMIs. They were mixed. The Eurozone was lower, Germany was higher, the UK was mixed. They're pretty much flat, just where they were last month, so not showing any more strength or weakness, so really no effect at all on the market. We did hear from Chairman Powell from the FOMC today, and he basically came out and said what he did at the press conference is that more rate cuts are going to be challenging. And he talked about how, yes, the dot plot moved like we talked last week with the one really dovish member on the panel, but really most of the panel members are saying that it's going to be really tough to justify cutting rates some more unless the economy deteriorates some more. He also mentioned in that speech that he thinks the stocks are highly valued. Now, this reminds me back to 1987, 86, I think it's 87. I was a new trader, and on the TV, Alan Greenspan was speaking. He was the chairman of the FOMC, and he said that the markets were showing irrational exuberance. The market kind of panicked because the Fed chairman said, hey, stocks are overvalued. But we all know the rest of the story here. The markets went up in 99 and 2000 and basically went up another 200, 250% from where he said they were irrationally exuberant. Now, he was correct. They were irrationally exuberant, and we built a huge bubble. The bubble popped and they crashed. But don't take anything that Chairman Powell says to confirm your own biases. If you are a bear, if you say, hey, I think markets are overvalued, I think they're wild, I think they're crazy, I think they're dumb, and you hear the chairman say, yeah, they're crazy, you're going to say, see, I knew I was right. Guess what? You're both wrong. When the markets go up, you go long. Period. When the markets go down, you go short. Period. The markets are going up right now. And guess what? Yes, it's overvalued. I don't care. I've seen bubbles get a lot bigger than they should. That's going to happen. So we have to stick on that. Don't let that change your mind. Now, what did that mean for the currency market? Not much. Not much. We had a really boring day. I mean, take a look at these tight numbers. I wish I could say that this was the calm before the storm. It's not. We basically have no upcoming news coming up. We have nothing to really look in the market and say it's going to cause any change, any big trends to happen. But what we can see is that the European currencies continue to stay strong and the Kiwi continues to stay weak. Now, we also like the yen short this week. We like the yen and the Kiwi short and the European currencies long and the dollar long. And you can see, okay, they are showing some of that move, but definitely not a big enough move to really make it worthwhile to go after. The markets took a little bit of a down market, but gold hitting new all-time highs. Look at that chart. That is just a rocket ship higher. I thought it was going to base or pull back, and it just said, nope, I'm going to keep running. Gold looking like there's no ceiling up ahead. Of course, there's always going to be a ceiling, but at this point, it's a guess. Your guess is as good as mine as to where that is. In the world of crypto, we had a little softness along with the market. And I think you can take a look at crypto and say it's pretty tied to the Magnificent Seven stocks, the NVIDIAs, the Apples. When they go down, the cryptos seem to go down as well and vice versa. I think we're likely seeing some soft action. I talked on the weekend in the currency room that I don't see any reason at all to be trading Bitcoin or any of the cryptos at this point. They're really just stuck. We'll take a look at the charts here in just a second. What does that mean? Did anything change? And the answer is no. Nothing changed. We're still at a +3. Okay, the S&P just hit a new all-time high yesterday. We gapped up and we lost it. Take a look at these two candles. It's almost like nothing happened. It just went up, gapped, and then fell. I mean, that's all it did. That's all it did. There's nothing here. We are kind of far away from our moving average, which tells me, hey, whenever that happens, we typically see pullbacks. Likely to get, again, pullback or a base. But there's nothing in this chart that says to be bearish. This is just a pullback. That's it. We don't have really anything on the calendar other than Aussie CPI. Now, this is the one report I was really watching and waiting for this week. The Aussie dollar has been showing some relative strength. It was the best performing currency over the past month on some better than expected economic news. We reached a high, but then we've pulled back from that high. We're at the bottom of this pullback. We'll take a look at the chart here. If this number comes out hot, then I like the Aussie as a long. But if it comes out as short, I think we can say that the rally in the Aussie is over. And it doesn't mean we go short, but we definitely say we're no longer interested in long Aussie trades at this point. Other than that, you can see Wednesday, there's nothing on there until Thursday, and I'll let someone else talk about that. Let's take a look at some charts. I'm going to start off with the crypto basket just to show you what's going on in the world of crypto. So here is a daily chart. You can see we're actually at the bottom end of this pretty important support here. And we bounced here yesterday. And you can see we're bouncing right on this line here. So this is this ultimate little support here. You can see this price action, low base, is not a good sign. I personally think the crypto is going a little bit lower. Looks like we are going to be breaking through this support line right here, which tells me we're probably moving down to this next one. This is the basket. If you take a look at Bitcoin, where is that on Bitcoin? Maybe 108. 108 on Bitcoin. Where is it on Ethereum? If it breaks through this, we're going down in the 3,800 area, most likely, where there's a little bit of support. I don't like crypto here, so let's just move on. I liked the yen short. The yen short was one of my favorites, but you can see we're having a little bounce here. So the yen is not ready to die yet. RSI is pointing up. The 13 EMA is starting to turn up. It's not there yet. So we can't just go short yen because it's not ready yet. Where we can be short is the Kiwi. The Kiwi has got great candles here, low base, starting to get some momentum to the downside. And we talked about the euro and the Swiss franc showing relative strength. And you can see very similar charts, which means, in my opinion, there's really only one trade, euro or Swiss franc, which are very similar against the Kiwi. That's exactly what our velocity score chart is showing. Euro and Swiss franc against the Kiwi. That's really the only trade I'm going to go through because I don't think this is a great trading environment. When I don't think it's a great trading environment, I trade less. I don't try to just keep clicking buttons. I try to not click trades actively. Let's go ahead and start with the question. We have euro and Swiss franc that are pretty highly correlated at the moment, but which one's stronger? We want to go with the one that's a little bit stronger, and we can see this is euro Swiss franc. Well, we're right up here to resistance line. But in the past, look, EMA is moving higher. So if the EMA is moving higher, it says the euro has been stronger than the Swiss franc. So I'm going to go euro Kiwi as the trade. And you can see it's just a one-way street here on this trade. We've got runs, bases, runs, pullbacks. This thing is just going one way. We love these one-way trades. They're a lot easier to get into. We don't have these big pullbacks that challenge our stops. So the only question is, where do you get in? And frankly, I like anywhere. I like anywhere to get in. Yes, it would have been, look, we're within, a little bit of time from that parabolic SAR breaking. Got a little relief on the RSI, but not much. To me, this is a decent entry right here, right now. And I think as long as you've got your proper risk management, where is the next target? Boy, we're going to have to go back on the chart a long time. And frankly, so far back that is meaningless. Yeah, there's no meaning to any level here at this point. So Euro Kiwi, strongest it's been at in decades, or at least a decade, what we looked at. That's really the only trade I have for you. Because there's really no good trades out there. That's an okay trade. It's not a great trade, it's an okay trade, but there's just nothing going on at the moment. Remember, as a trader, ebbs and flows, like the surfer. The wave comes in and then there's a lull. Then another wave comes in and then there's a lull. There might not be any good waves for a couple of hours or even a couple of days. And then more waves come in. And then all of a sudden, you get the huge swell, the surge, where it's great surfing for like a week. And then it goes a lull again. That's how you have to match your energy and activity when you're trading the currency market. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye, everybody.